Hey everybody! Today I am going to be repotting some plants. I have these huge blue buttons that need to be repotted, and all these little daisies need to be repotted and possibly thinned a little bit. Alright, so I'll show you how I do that after move them around. Okay, so I got my compost here. I had to get all the big sticks and stuff out. And then I got my pots. These are 1 quart. They're different shapes, but they're both roughly a quart. And that's what I would say would be a reasonable size if you wanted to transplant or even like sell them at market. I think this is 1 quart is a good size to sell little baby seedling starters at, because it's about, it's like the right size for when are a month old, and you could keep them in there for another month or 2 and they would still be happy growing in there. So first I'm going to put some dirt in my cup, and I'm going to do my blue buttons first because they have been ready to move houses for a long time, and it's been raining and cold and I just have not been wanting to do it. So these tall guys are what I need to pull. So break up the bottom, and then we'll pull it out. Make your hole with your fingers. I know some people use like a tool, I think, to make a hole. That they have tools available for that. Alright, push down the soil around it to make it feel a little bit at home, and add some more if you need to. These are flowers, so you don't necessarily need compost, but compost has more nutrients in it than just regular potting soil, so it will cause your flowers to keep growing big and beautiful if you do use super nutritious soil. The best way, in my opinion, for compost is definitely making your own, but I think you can buy it out there somewhere. That's just not what I would do. Alright. Oh no! Alright. Moving this baby over. Well, hopefully this one doesn't get stressed out. I dropped it. But I think it'll be okay. These guys are troopers. Just pack it down. And then you'll want to water it afterwards to help the roots get established. So here's my blue buttons, and I'll show you a picture of what they look like when they're blooming. Alright, and so I got all these daisies all covered up in dirt now. Gosh. Alright, so the next things that I think I need to repot are this lettuce right here. So we'll fill this guy up. Put some lettuce in there, and you can see the roots are already poking through the bottom. he likes it in here. A lot of people throw these away, but don't, because they're good for if you grow in your own seeds. Look, I got this one on clearance. Still works. Don't throw them away. If you do want to throw them away, put them on Facebook. There's gardeners like me, like maybe like you, who need pots because they are expensive if you just buy them new. So, alright. And then next, we're going to do one of these daisies. I'm not going to do all of them, just one of them to see where they're at and how they transplant. Because I don't want to kill all of them if they're not ready yet. Which I have done before, so. Moving your seedlings too early will kill them. It's not a myth. It's not just like beware to the beginner gardener. They are literally just not ready yet. So try not to go too early with transplanting them. And if you watched my last video I put up, I made some newspaper seedling pots. That way we don't have to pull them out of here. I could just take the pot. Well, I guess I'll do it right now. I could just take this pot, it has little babies in it, and rip the bottom off. Stick it right in. I like to do this and like continue ripping the cardboard apart just to help it disintegrate or degrade or whatever. And then just put a little bit of top soil right over the cardboard. Bam! No seedlings were disturbed in the making of this transplant. Cool, huh? I don't even know what this is. So that's exciting. Alright, I'm making a big mess. Alright, let's see how these daisies are looking. I don't think that they're ready yet, actually. So, okay, forget the daisies. I think that might be the end of our video. Alright. Hopefully this is a good angle for you guys. You can see what I'm doing. Alright, so here's the daisies that I got. They're Shasta daisies, I want to say, or like Alaskan daisies, the white ones with the yellow center. And they're really thick. You can see that there's like 3 plants per. So I got my scissors, Crayola scissors, and I'm gonna cut right at the soil line, and I'm gonna look for the ones that look not as healthy as the others, or the ones that are like growing up the side of it, ones that aren't really in the middle. So I'm just gonna thin that out, and now this guy has a home all to himself and he can spread out. Plants do surprisingly need that room to spread out. I have thinned a couple seedlings and then the other ones just explode like crazy, like they needed all that room. And this is my 2nd year of gardening, so this is like all new to me. To me too. I'm just telling you guys what I have learned on my journey this spring and all the research I did over the winter and all the plants that have died in my care because I am trying to learn. Thank you all. Alright, so it's got dirt in there. Alright, So now these are thinned out and there's only one per container, and that is how they like it. I have been overfilling them by putting 2 in each one. That's cool. But when they germinate, you need to cut them. Alright, I'll move my tray over. This one has some leaf damage, so I'm gonna trim them up. This guy's a loner. This one has some leaf damage, so I'm gonna cut that one. And there we go. And I'll pull these little babies because we don't need any more in there. Now this has 3 all in one, so I'll just cut the little ones out there, and now we just got one. These are wildflowers, I think, so maybe I'll just leave these. This is Swiss chard. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it, but they make a colorful kind, which makes it fun. And believe it or not, you can eat this right now. And it's not like the best tasting, but it has lots of nutrients in it that haven't like left the plant because it's been growing, you know? That's why microgreens are becoming such a big thing lately. Alright, so I'm keep cutting. I don't know about that guy. Okay, here's more Swiss chard. I'm gonna cut the ones that like stretched. They might be bigger, but they're not stronger because they had to stretch. Right, and I think leave one, leave that one, and we got some zinnias or cosmos here. So yeah, this is what I like about gardening. This is really therapeutic for me, just to like, you know, relax and murder some plants, you know. But I also raised them, so, you know. Okay, 1, 2, 3, we gotta cut. I'm gonna cut those 2 out there. And then, let's see, I see another, this one, cut that one. And these 2 are little more blue buttons that are coming up. Alright. This is a pot that I didn't get to repot yet, but I believe that this is a marigold. And this is gonna have to get trimmed too. Alright. Where did I put my scissors? Alright, right here. Okay, so let's look at this plant. These leaves here are a bit, they're a bit bumpy. I don't know if the camera's getting that. And they're kind of wrinkly, so I'm gonna cut that one. Even though it's the biggest, it does look like it has running a risk of diseases. So this guy just came up, but I'm gonna pull him because I don't need another plant in that pot. And this little baby, I'm gonna cut that one too because it's baby. Alright, and then we're left with these 2. You can see how this one's kind of wrinkly, so I guess I'll cut that one. And then we're just left with 1. And right here you can see its first set of leaves are starting to come up. And then you'll see a true leaf, which is more of a triangle shape. This is kind of an interesting, I don't know, what would you call that? A V? Butterfly, maybe? A butterfly shape. Wow, look at those roots. I think this pot is ready. Alright, well, I'm out of compost, so. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.